Welcome back to Heart with Patty Mlauzi, the podcast where we engage in open and honest conversations about life, love, and everything in between. I'm Patty, your host, and I'd like to invite you to revisit our last episode, Heart of Self, where we built upon Socrates' wisdom of know thyself. So if you haven't already, I encourage you to go back and re-listen. Today's episode is about the power of diverse storytelling. Stay tuned for a thought-provoking journey that explores the importance of people of color telling their own stories, drawing inspiration from a powerful film and leading up to a call to action that goes beyond passive understanding. Today's discussion is a continuation of that theme, with a special emphasis on knowing our stories. As Chinua Achebe beautifully puts in his quote, "Until the lions have their own historians, the history of the hunt will always glorify the hunter." This quote underscores the inherent bias in storytelling when controlled by a single perspective. I remember the first time I saw the movie The Help. I had never seen a film that portrayed the experiences of people of color in such a powerful and nuanced way. The stories of Maybelline and other maids were eye-opening and transformative. They challenged me to think critically about the systems of racism and oppression that continue to exist today. Watching The Help sparked a journey of self-reflection and a commitment to seek out diverse stories. I realized that I had been living in a bubble and that I needed to challenge my own biases and assumptions about the world. I started reading books and watching films by authors and filmmakers of color, and I made an effort to connect with people from different backgrounds. These personal encounters in storytelling have been transformative. They have shaped my understanding of the world, expanded my empathy, and inspired me to become a better person. They've also inspired the ethos of Heart to Heart, a podcast where we engage in open and honest conversations about life, love, and everything in between. Stories hold immense power, shaping our understanding of the world, connecting us to our roots, and inspiring us to build a better future. But what happens when stories are told from a single perspective? Throughout history, dominant groups have depicted themselves as heroes, while marginalized communities were portrayed as villains. People of color have been portrayed as villains in films and literature. These one-sided narratives have contributed to the racism and injustice that people of color continue to face today. The Holocaust was bad, and it's universally known and accepted that it was inhuman. While slavery, colonialization, and the displacement of native peoples is taken lightly and not given the same depth or emphasis. Such one-sided narratives perpetuate harmful stereotypes and misconceptions, hindering the pursuit of justice. This self-awareness, understanding our limitations and biases, becomes a foundation for appreciating the value of diverse perspectives. Today we've realized that by truly knowing and accepting ourselves, we can better appreciate and honor the diverse narratives around us, of people of color telling their own stories. Our inspiration for today's episode comes from the impactful movie The Help, shedding light on the struggles, atrocities, and resilience of Black individuals. It's a powerful example of the impact of Black storytelling, urging us to acknowledge injustices faced by people of color throughout history. It's essential for us to recognize the importance of preserving such stories, empowering ourselves and future generations. While The Help is one example, countless other stories are waiting to be told. Stories of love, loss, joy, and pain. It is our responsibility to listen with open hearts and minds, even if these stories are uncomfortable or challenging. Only by understanding the true depth and breadth of the experience of marginalized communities can we create a world where all people are treated with dignity and respect. Films play a pivotal role in humanizing the struggles faced by the Black community, challenging stereotypes and sparking essential conversations. Visual storytelling, whether through literature or film, shapes our perceptions and fosters understanding. As we continue today's episode, I urge our listeners who are eager to learn about heart-to-heart conversations to support Black authors, filmmakers, and artists, celebrating and amplifying their voices for a more just and equitable world. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, "It is not enough to know, we must apply. It is not enough to will, we must do." This quote encourages us to turn our understanding of the importance of diverse storytelling into action, promoting positive change and collectively working towards a more just society. In a world where narratives can be weaponized to divide and manipulate, embracing the power of diverse storytelling becomes crucial. By listening to the voices of those who have been silenced, we challenge harmful stereotypes, bridge divides, and contribute to a more just and equitable world. We all have a responsibility to challenge these harmful narratives and amplify the voices of those who have been silenced. Here are a few tips that you can take and do. You can listen to and share diverse stories. Seek out and support authors of color, filmmakers, and artists. Amplify their voices by engaging with their work. Educate yourself and others about the importance of diverse storytelling. There are many resources available online and in libraries. Share what you learn with your friends, family, and community. Explore literature and films that provide perspectives different from your own, broadening your understanding and contributing to a more inclusive cultural landscape. Have conversations about diversity and inclusion, both online and offline. Engage in dialogue about the importance of diverse storytelling and the need for inclusive narratives. Listen to the stories shared in this episode with an open heart and mind. Share these stories with your friends, family, and community, fostering a wider understanding of the diverse narratives we've explored. Take a moment to reflect on your own biases and perspectives. Consider how you can actively challenge stereotypes and contribute to a more just society. As we explore the power of diverse storytelling, I encourage you to look into resources that can amplify the impact of your engagement. Explore the works of Black authors, filmmakers, and artists. To kickstart your journey, consider diving into the literary words of Chimamanda Ngozi or Nervous Conditions by Tsitsi Dangarembga or Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. These creators offer perspectives that enrich our understanding of the human experience. I invite you to read books like The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, watch films such as Moonlight, or explore documentaries like 13th by Ava DuVernay. These narratives provide profound insights into the realities faced by diverse communities, fostering empathy and understanding. Participate in online forums, book clubs, or community events that center around diversity and inclusion. Platforms like Goodreads or local community centers often host discussions that amplify the impact of diverse storytelling. Contribute to crowdfunding campaigns or support platforms that actively promote and produce diverse stories. Initiatives like Kickstarter often feature projects by underrepresented creators, striving to bring their narratives to a global audience. Seek out local authors, filmmakers, and artists from your community. Your engagement with their work not only supports local talent, but also contributes to a broader tapestry of diverse voices. As we navigate the importance of diverse storytelling, remember that your journey is not a solitary one. Let these stories be companions on your path of discovery. Engage in conversations about diversity and inclusion, both online and offline. Leave your mark. It's important to share your thoughts and reflections on social media. You can do so using our hashtag #HeartToHeart with Patty Mlauzi. Let your voice join the chorus of those advocating for positive change. Leave a comment or review on your preferred podcast platform. Your feedback fuels the conversation and helps us shape future episodes. Take the knowledge gained from this episode and educate others. Spark conversations within your circles about the importance of diverse storytelling and the need for inclusive narratives. Elevate the voices of those who have been silenced by actively seeking out and promoting their stories. Marcus Aurelius says, "It is not enough to know, we must apply. It is not enough to will, we must do." Let these words resonate not just as a call to understand, but as a call to actively seek and amplify diverse stories. Remember, the power of change lies not just in understanding, but in action. By actively participating in these calls to action, you become a vital force in creating a world where all stories are heard, valued, and respected. Thank you for being part of Heart to Heart with Patty Mlauzi, where every conversation is an opportunity to make a difference. Until next time, stay engaged, stay inspired, and keep your hearts open. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Heart with Patty Mlauzi on your preferred platform. And if you found value in today's conversation, consider leaving a 5-star rating and sharing it with your friends, family, and loved ones. Heart with Patty Mlauzi is available on leading podcast platforms such as Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google, Listen FM, Podcast Index, Deezer, TuneIn, Alexa, and many more. You can also listen to the podcast on your web browser without having to download an app. New episodes are released every Friday. each one a chance to explore the profound realms of heart-to-heart conversations.